I don't actually know how to do vocal exercises. My voice is a little rusty, guys. It's been a while since I've done this thing. In fact, it's been about a month. Not that I don't like talk way too much every day. Michelle would very much confirm that for you guys. But I'm sort of back. I'm back to tell you about when I'll be back and the future of this channel, which I personally think is very fucking exciting, because it's time to really just let loose and transition everything I do in regards to talking about video games back into a pure hobby for me. I've learned a lot over the last 6 years. I've learned a lot more over the last 6 months, to be honest. And I'm very much aware of what YouTube is, the issues it has, the severe issues it has. That's honestly a discussion for another day. But more importantly, I'm aware of exactly what I would need to do certain things on YouTube. And to be completely honest, I just don't want to do those things anymore. I've talked a little bit about this in the past. I don't want to mindlessly grind. I don't want to cover one game. I don't want to become some asshole grifter who just, pushes out half-assed, poorly researched pieces with absolutely zero citation just for some clicks, just for a little bit of outrage to ride that grift and make that ad money. Not interested. I want to talk about games in a genuine way, the way I've always talked about games, and I want to be able to do that without having to be worried about having enough money to pay the bills at the end of the month. It was a fun 3-year ride. Saved a bunch of money up, decided, okay, do this YouTube thing full time. It was fun while it lasted. Fun little project. But at this point, I am transitioning back into a career. I'm currently in training, shadowing some people, and I will be going out on my own come this September. It's a great career opportunity. It's weird working for other people again, but it's actually a position in which I get to help younger people, which is fantastic. And what it means is that I can now come back to YouTube and talking about games, being a part of the hobby that is playing games. That's one of the things that I always loved, and the reasons I got into doing YouTube in the first place was because it was a greater extension of my hobby that was already playing games, right? It's yeah, it's fun to play games, but when you get to talk about them and really think about them at a higher level, it adds a lot of value to the games you play. And that was always the biggest draw for me. So I don't think I'll ever stop doing that, which is very much a part of why I want to come back to this, even if I'm doing it, without necessarily going all in on the business aspect. So let's talk a little bit about how things are going to happen in September. I've got basically the rest of the month where I'm going to be training and doing some summer related stuff for the job. And so nothing's going to be happening in August, but September I'll be into that position. Things will be getting comfy. Michelle and I are also potentially moving house. So a lot of remodeling happening here that I'd like to finish before we put this house up to the market. So things are pretty crazy right now. August is just not a good month to get back into this. September is going to be the place where that happens. You're going to be seeing a minimum of one video a week. That video is going to be pretty much without restriction. It's just going to be whatever the hell I want it to be. If we start to establish some new playlists on the channel, great. I'm going to let that happen naturally. I've definitely got some ideas. The core is still going to be focused on video games, but I also want to sort of start to push the boundaries for what I talk about here on the channel and really focus, I guess you could say, on my hobbies from a creative perspective. So there will be some food videos on the channel. You guys beg me for cooking stuff, and I definitely want to do some of that. I'd love to share some recipes with you guys, and I actually have a really cool idea for a basic series that is all about just making things that you would normally buy that are actually stupid easy to make at home and that end up tasting 10 times better. I'd also like to talk about 40K. I've been doing minis, getting into Kill Team. I'd like to talk about tabletop stuff. I'd just like to sort of expand the discussion into all of the things I do creatively for my own personal gratification, own personal satisfaction, my own personal learning experiences. So again, no restriction, one video a week. It might be super short, it might be long. We might have a big discussion piece about 40K. We might have a smaller discussion about fighting games. We might talk about a single mechanic in a game that I feel deeply influenced several other games throughout the year. It could be any number of things. That video and every video going forward will also be completely ad-free. I'm no longer making use of YouTube's ad revenue system. I'm just bailing out it entirely for a variety of different reasons. I don't want to make you guys ever watch an ad ever again. I'm so tired of it all. and I'm not going to go on a huge rant right now, but I really would like to. Just know that the ads are going away. If you ever feel like you want to support the channel monetarily, if you like what I've been doing for however long I'll have been doing it at that point enough, Patreon will always be there. It's always going to be optional. I'm not looking to have some crazy goals on Patreon where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to quit my day job again. No, no, no. If that ever happened in the future where, you know, just doing the thing as a hobby, it naturally became that, great. But I'm not going back into this with the same business mindset I had for the past 6 years. That's the important thing here, is to do this for myself so I can enjoy it. And if some people along the way are like, holy shit, this is cool, I like what this guy does, then great, you know? And if it ever gets bigger from there, awesome. But there's still so many of you support me over on Patreon, and I want to start to give back to that. So while we do have like the Discord and stuff, I'm also going to be launching that weekly video several days early for Patreon supporters. So the plan is to have the video go live on Tuesdays or possibly Mondays. Probably end up working on it over the weekends for Patreon supporters, and then it will go live Friday for everyone else. So if you're a Patreon supporter, you'll have an opportunity to get it a few days early at the beginning of the week, while everyone else will get access to it publicly at the end of the week. The idea here is to not have too much content on Patreon that is like, you know, gonna split. Like, I don't want to have videos just for Patreon, so that's going to be getting updated. It's just gonna be like a total bonus thing. Like, you want to support me, awesome. We'll have a little private Discord people can hang out in, and you know, you get early access to some of the content. So that's the plan going forward. Sounds basic. I hope so. It's not meant to be complicated for me or for you. Just come here once a week in September, hang out, check out what I got to say about whatever the hell game I might be playing, join in the conversation, and you know, maybe pick up a new hobby, expand the ways in which you sort of reward yourself creatively. I think that's going to be a huge part of this channel, is having those sorts of discussions I used to have about really, I guess, expanding your own personal creative repertoire, because I think there's deep, deep value in doing things for yourself and learning things. And I don't think that's something that we're ever really taught in society. School almost immediately tries to shoehorn us into learning 1,000 things at once, and then funneling us down into picking one thing. Gotta be real good at this one thing, man, 'cause you gotta make money. You know, like, so as you get older, I think especially, there's a huge amount of value in doing things for yourself. Basic things like cooking, or just, you know, making something out of wood, you know, whatever. So I'd like that to be a big part of the channel as well going forward. Sort of those sorts of discussions that kind of help you just get your creative brain juices bubbling away in that cauldron, and that maybe help you be a little bit happier. Because I know that making things makes me way fucking happier. So if in turn I can encourage you to make something that makes you way happier, that's awesome. Put a smile on my face, and hopefully it'll put a smile on your face too. So that is what you can expect from the future of this channel, folks. Again, that'll be starting in September. I will definitely have a more exact date for the first video and when it drops. I want to really thank everyone who has supported this channel over the years. Like, some of you have been watching for like 8 years, like since my first really shitty, like, whatever, DayZ or XCOM video. That's tremendous, and I appreciate you so much. Those of you who have been supporting me on Patreon, there's like 18 of you right now. I haven't even uploaded a video, and you've stayed true and just been like, yep, we're here for you. And I cannot thank you enough. Like, really, thank you so much for all the support you've given me over the years, and I can't wait to get back to just doing this as a hobby and just talking about the games in the exact ways I want to talk about them. And hopefully at the end of the day, that'll just mean a lot more awesome content for you guys that is not influenced in any way by how many dollars I have to make at the end of the day. That's it for me. I feel like I'm missing some things, but I think we covered just about everything. Again, I'm a little bit rusty with this. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your summer, potentially. If you're actually on summer vacation or whatever, I hope you have a great one. You did some camping or whatever it is you might do in the summertime. I will see you all come September. Unfortunately, the start of the school year for some of you guys, but nonetheless, I'll be back. Don't you worry. Oh, and if you'd like to follow me over on Twitter and just ramble with me about games all summer long, totally a good place to do that. I've been spending a bunch of time playing Hunt Showdown. Just be warned, I am political in that I very much encourage the idea of diversity and inclusiveness in games and in everything else we do in life, and also fuck hate. So yeah, if for some reason you have a problem with anti-hate or diversity, you might not want to follow me on Twitter, but otherwise, come talk video games with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support over the years, and we'll see you all very, very soon.
the most important task of your lives.